For this lecture, I'm not entirely sure what to call it, so I'm just going to call it your definitions lecture. I'm going to go over several different definitions that you need to understand in order to get through this unit. We'll be talking about these a lot, so they are ones that you need to commit to memory and also have examples of them. Before we get started, please turn to page 9 and 10 of your packet. This is the note sheet I want you to use as we go through this. I will help you fill in certain parts of this, mainly just the definition sections, and then we'll go over this in more detail when you get to class. So for the very first section for variation, I won't even do anything until number 4. I will help you with number 4, but then that's it. Try to go through 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and tell me what you think the answers are, and then we can go through them a little bit more detail in class, and we can talk about cats and cheetahs and humans and all those different things. So basically, as the term or as the title of this lecture, I'm just going to be giving you definitions, and that is it. You can go in and fill out several different things if you use the definitions and then use your brains, and you should be able to do this on your own. Very first one that we are going to talk about is variation. What variation is when members of a species varies from one another in very important ways. This is mainly going to come from heritable variation. This is when differences are passed from parents to offspring, otherwise known as genetics, through genes. Something you already know a lot about. Can you tell me what are examples of variation between humans? Can you tell me examples between cats? If you look at question number 6, what can happen if there is little to no variation within a species? Tell me what you think that might lead to and how that might relate to the cheetahs. The second major definition that you have is adaptation. This is any inheritable characteristic that increases an organism's chance of survival. An adaptation can be anatomical, structural, or physiological. Next term, artificial selection. This is when nature provides the variation, but humans choose the variations they find useful. What this basically boils down to as we humans select the desired traits. Last one, natural selection. This one has several different parts to it. Natural selection, you could probably already tell me the big differences between natural and artificial. Artificial, we control it. Natural, nature controls it. With this one, in order for natural selection to exist, variation among members of a population must be present. So you have to have variation. 2, you also have to have selection by environmental forces that favor or disfavor specific variations. Third thing you have to have, it occurs when individuals that possess a favored trait reproduce more successfully than others and pass the trait on to the next generation. Last thing that they have to have in order for natural selection to occur is over time, the frequency of a favored trait increases in the population's gene pool. I'm going to stop your lecture right there. We will talk about examples and fill in the rest of your note sheet when I see you in class.